This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to another week of Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast. I am Phil, and joining me as always, Master of the Core, it is.
I'm Will. Hey everyone.
And Matt Kona's still out, although he may join us next week for the big event. We'll tell you about that at the end of the episode. Oh, but Matt Kona did leave feedback for that issues we're talking tonight, so we'll hear his sexy tones in this episode. I saw on Facebook today that we're actually recording, May 25th. I believe this is Matt Kona's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Matt Kona.
Yes, Matt Kona. Because, I saw Yale put up a post. She's like, happy birthday from your girls, me, Kai, and Shelly the dog. He's really outnumbered in that house.
Definitely.
I think I was like, she had a bunch of pictures up. One was just like him holding the baby and the dog like laying on his lap and stuff. So, okay. I was going to say, we won't spend too much time chit-chatting because we got like 4 issues tonight, but
then double size. 3 of those are all of them are double sized, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're all extra sized. Yeah, because we got 1 annual and then those, what is that, Prestige or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I was going to look this up. I believe, I don't know if it was confirmed or if they were just like talks or rumors, but I know a few weeks back they cast the Guy Gardner for that Green Lantern HBO Max series, but I know they were talking about a Alan Scott. They were talking about, let me see if I can find this. Oh yeah, where is this? Yes, Warhorse and Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again actor Jeremy Irvine was in talks for the role. Now it looks like Irvine is officially signed to play Alan Scott.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I'm curious how they're going to set all this up. I mean, this sounds like it's going to be a core-based show. And, Alan Scott never really kind of fit with the core. So I guess we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
And unless they do makeup or something, I mean, I don't know if Alan going to be like younger. I mean, he looks like a young guy. So, I mean, is he not going to be older than the rest of them? Or
yeah, good question. Do we know when that's debuting? Is it going to be next year or?
Here, I'll double check, but I don't think they ever gave like a date for it. Let's see, Green Lantern HBO Max. Oh, hold on. Not HBO Max. What's the first thing it brings up when I search Green Lantern HBO Max? Green Lantern the animated series, Will's favorite.
Yes, we were just talking about the soundtrack to Volume 1. Volume 1 of the soundtrack, like the first 13 episodes, I think, which is really, really good, by the way. For all you youngsters, this is called a CD. It's an offline backup of your music.
That's what I said when my kid gets older. So I'd be like, you had to put stuff in other machines to like get you like your media? What? Let me see. I'm looking for a release date. Here we go. HBO Max release date. Wait a minute. Is it delayed? So I saw this thing saying like March 18th, but that can't be. Oh wait, no, that's Justice League. Snyder Cut Youth. I think they began filming, but I don't know if they're done. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was next year, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything about an announced date. Like they were just like, yeah, we're starting filming.
Okay, but cool.
All I know is going to be 10 episodes. So
that seems to be pretty standard now for most shows. It's just a 10 episode season. 10
or less, yeah, like that's especially on streaming, yeah. Yes, Russell. Yes, they've cast Alan Scott. Am I the only one who's wondering why he's not old? Yes. Like I said,
we were just talking about that.
Like I said, is it going to be the Starheart or some other? It's like, oh, they kept me younger. That's going to be weird if they just like make him like a regular core member. It's going to be like, why are you wearing a cape and no one else is wearing a cape?
Yeah, it's okay, cool. And didn't you fight in like World War II, dude? I mean,
oh, speaking of Alan Scott, there was an article today. I guess some Stargirl one shot came out today. Like I said, I haven't been in the store. I won't be to the store till tomorrow. But I guess in the back of it, they had like a big 2-page. I don't know if it was an ad or like a tease, whatever. But I guess there's going to be a new JSA series, and I guess Jeff Johns is going to be writing it.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think it what was it? Jeff Johns and I think Brian Hitch.
Ooh, Brian Hitch, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know if they've said when yet, but yeah, it looks like there was like a 2-page, just like, and it kind of looks pretty much like almost like the JSA we had before New 52.
Wonder if that's possible in the Infinite Frontier.
Oh my god! But no, Ray messaged me Saturday night, and there was some rumor going around the internet that Jim Lee was like going to be going back to Marvel or something.
Oh, really? I had not heard that.
But I hadn't heard the news yet. I even asked Lilith, and she's like, yeah, nothing's in the wind, but don't be surprised in the next few months if something happens. So,
wow,
that would be big.
That would be big. That's wild because he's like a VP, isn't he?
Something, yeah. I mean, well, are they cleaning? I mean, they got rid of employees a while ago, but are they gonna be like cleaning house? I mean, the Dido's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Wow. I had not heard that.
It seems like in the comics they're kind of like trying to shift. They don't want to admit it, but they're kind of shifting away from New 52 and trying to go back to like, early 2000s. Yeah.
I hear you.
They thought they were going to bring in the kids. That's right. You're not. You're got to make us old men happy.
There's only a way to do both. I don't know. I think there probably is.
Just tell good stories, and everything doesn't have to be an event every 3 months. Although Heroes Reborn hasn't been bad over at Marvel. The new one.
Oh, no, I haven't read any of it.
I mean, again. Well, the interesting thing is, like, the world doesn't remember the Avengers, and like, they're kind of doing their take on like DC because like the premier heroes are the Squadron Supreme.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A lot of the focus has been on Hyperion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what was it? Issue 3 last week? Yeah, they were focusing on the Blur, the Wizard, the Blur.
The Wizard. I've always.
But they were so doing Flash because like he was running through like time and space, and then he was fighting like it was like Russian bears. There was a city of them. Will.
Hey, I wonder if that's somewhat topical for, I don't know, next week.
Maybe. But I'm just like, I get it. Bears, not gorillas. Okay, I see what you're doing. But yeah, I think they're kind of trying to do their takes on like some of the DC stuff. Like one of the one shots was like Hyperion and the Imperial Guard. I'm like, okay, Legion of Superheroes.
That's interesting. I may have to give that a look.
Yeah, there's like, I forget how many issues the main miniseries is, but everything else is just like one shots. Yeah, there was like Peter Parker, the Amazing Shutterbug, where like he didn't get his powers, and he's like kind of like the Jimmy Olsen.
Speaking of, I've heard that series is really good from DC.
Oh, Jimmy
Fraction.
Olsen? I didn't read that one. Lilith said, I think Lilith, did Charlie say he liked that? I know a few people told me they liked the Jimmy Olsen. I read the Lois Lane one. That one was pretty good. I think it was Rucka.
Okay.
Yeah, that came out around the same time. I think those were both 12 issues, I think.
12-issue series? Cool. I've heard good things about it. I'll have to give it a look.
And I think, what is it, Strange Adventures 10 comes out tomorrow?
I'm waiting to read the whole thing.
Well, it's only 12, so yeah, you only have to wait like 2 more months, I guess.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
And I think there's like a new Mr. Miracle coming out tomorrow, but it's not Tom King, so I was like, I don't know. And I think it's like based on some of the future state stuff that was out. I was like, I don't know. I don't even think it's I think it's that, what's his name, Shiloh Norman or whatever.
I don't know who that is.
The replacement, not the original, not Scott Free, the other guy.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, sort of.
I was like, I might be willing to check it out, but a lot of that Future State stuff didn't impress me. So I was like, I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'll just wait for Superman and the Elite or the Authority.
Grant Morrison again, right?
I think, yeah, that one's only a miniseries. Yeah, Grant Morrison. Did I see something? He's working on something soon. I forget if there was something, but I forget what it was.
He did some series recently. There was a color in the title. I can't remember what was that.
I can't.
Like 2 years of Green Lantern. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like last night. On Nightwing News, me and Kristen were going over. I don't know if you ever read Nightwing: The New Order from 2017.
No.
It was basically like, Superman gets brainwashed and killing Batman. All the metahumans are running amok, so like Nightwing shuts down everyone's powers, and then it's just like this weird future. But one of the Resistance, there was a Blue Lantern, and you'll never guess who had the Blue Lantern ring. Lois Lane.
I don't know if that really, really works or really, really doesn't work. I'm not sure. I'd have to see it.
Yeah, they never said how, but it was just like, years later, yeah, she showed up with a Blue Lantern ring, so.
Huh. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
So, all right, should we get to these issues?
You bet.
Wade through some of this stuff.
Did you want to do Guy Gardner Reborn 1 first, then the annual, or do you want to just do the annual and then all of Guy Gardner Reborn?
I was going to say, we'll kind of go through. I was looking for a synopsis. I really can't find much of anything. I guess nobody wanted to synopsize these, but yeah, we'll start.
Well, I think the annual says, when it mentions the Guy Gardner stuff, it says, check out Guy Gardner Reborn on sale next week or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could do the annual first. That was going to be my original plan anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and for those of you keeping track on all the shows, yes, this is part 2 of the Eclipso crossover, so. Yeah, we'll see how this annual is, because in part 1, Lilith and I did, like, the main, Eclipso, the Darkness Within 1 and 2, and then we did Flash Annual 5 and Justice League Europe number 3, which Gerard Jones did that one.
Jones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that one wasn't bad, but the Flash one, you could tell, like, it was Mark Waid and some other guy I'd never heard of writing it, and I was like, you could tell Mark Waid wasn't here for this crossover.
Gotcha.
It was very weird. All right, so yes, we'll start with Green Lantern Annual 1.
Woohoo!
It
doesn't have a plastic black gemstone on it.
Oh, when we were talking about this, I told Lilith, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, Will was complaining about, one of them had a big plastic jewel on it, and he couldn't lay his comics flat. Oh yeah, just in case you couldn't know, Guy Gardner Reborn was on sale next week. Yeah, there it is on the cover.
There it is on the cover. That's right.
So was this like the first? This was like the first annual like Green Lantern had for a while at this point, wasn't it? I mean, before this, it had to have been the original series at some point.
It was the original series annuals, yeah. I think there was some like Tales of the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
There was an annual for it. I'll have to look. So yeah, while you're, I guess, setting the stage on this guy, I'll look that up real quick.
I can say probably like what the last annual had to have been like what early mid 80s probably.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, this one's 1992. And yeah, this one starts off with we see Kilowog training some of the new recruits. Boudica.
Oh, who's the mushroom?
Oh yeah,
I'm wondering if this is the last time we ever see that character.
because it doesn't show up in Emerald Twilight. I'm trying to remember if we see. I'm trying to remember. We might see it in Third Law, maybe. I can't. A Manita.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, because John Stewart shows up and Kilowog's talking about the training these guys, and it's like and he's just like, oh yeah, the rest. But that one, a Manita, just like froze up before the training session, talking in that super slow way.
Yeah. Nobody has the patience for.
Hal told me he recruited a Manita because of its vision, its cosmic awareness. Oh, Lord, if it's feeling something, maybe we should listen. Oh, Lord. Then we get to Eclipso sitting on his throne. I want Green Lantern. I want his ring. I want his power battery. Is this Evil Star all over again?
It seems kind of that way.
I want his pipeline to the power of the universe. I want all he has and all he is. And yes, we see Eclipso has Starman under his control. But look, he sends Starman after Green Lantern, but he sends the television said he was cleaning up Times Square, so he's not going after Hal Jordan.
Nope. After Guy Gardner.
Maybe. I don't know, may think easy pickings, maybe?
Maybe.
Man, then some homeless guys yelling at him, so of course he gives them a black diamond. Which kind of just makes its way from hand to hand and eventually makes it to a strip club. Well, I guess it's headed closer to Green Lantern because it's headed to a strip club.
It looks like the only thing I can find are the Tales of the Green Lantern Corps annuals 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can't remember a straight up Green Lantern annual. So
no, I think this is, and then that was in 85, 86, and 87, I think. So yeah, It's been a long time since there's been a Green Lantern annual.
But I'm just saying, yeah, they usually renumber the annuals, right? And they renumber the series. This might actually be the first Green Lantern annual.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So, yeah, the Black Diamond eventually makes its way to this stripper who kills this guy who's beating her.
Yeah, there were a couple of, actually several uncomfortably violent scenes. How about that? Yeah, in this issue?
Exactly. And again, it's remember who's writing this. I'm was this a sign? This was maybe a sign?
I don't know. I'm thinking it might be.
But it's so weird because, yeah, it's Gerard Jones, but it's this book seems different than the regular ongoing issues. So it's I remember double checking. I'm this is the same guy, right?
Yeah. And there's some really weird stuff going on here between Hal and Carol, and just against kind of women in general in this. So it's uncomfortable.
And again, this strip club stuff and stuff, is this them trying to hype their last chance to hype up? Oh, you should pick up Guy Gardner, man. It's all that's the trope.
That's what that whole book is about. Except it's not.
Yeah, because the diamond eventually makes it the guy who's walking on the street talking about getting pounded by Black Hand's gang, which, stay tuned, we'll get there in a couple minutes, kids.
Exactly.
Yes, because it says, well, like you said, yeah, I mean, he's talking about this, something that already happened, but it's kind of yeah, it's, they're oh, in a few, stay tuned, what's it say? Guy Gardner on sale soon. The future.
The future.
Talk about the future. All right.
And then what I think next he makes his way toward the West Coast, right?
Yeah. Well, he picks up the diamond. That's last you see until we see. I guess what's that hotel or that motel or whatever where Carol and Hal were staying, and yeah, she's screaming because she had a nightmare. So he comes charging in.
As Green Lantern, of course.
And she's that makes me nervous. Take off that suit. And he's really? So he does. He's in his underwear. She's what are you doing? She's this is what I was wearing when I changed. It's the middle of the night.
It's literally the middle of the night.
Should have been you're lucky I don't sleep naked. So yeah, Carol was having a dream about, what is this? About her father, and then her father becomes Star Sapphire, and she's having a dream about the Zamorons changing her. She kills Star Sapphire, becomes Star Sapphire.
Yeah, there's some weird psychoanalytical stuff going on here.
Yeah, and then of course she dreams about killing Cap Matui. Remember, Star Sapphire's claim to fame at this point.
Yeah, pretty much her only claim to fame at this point.
I know. She has sexual tension with the Green Lantern, and she killed the other one.
Yeah. Kind of out of nowhere.
But she remembers
crazy and sliced and diced.
But she's dreaming about having hatred for Carol. And he's it's Sapphire. She's still a part of you.
But then the dream gets weirder because she goes on telling, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he comes flying in singing, Carol, Carol, come to Papa.
Yeah.
I guess she kills him. Your blood flowed all over me. It changed me back into Carol. It was Carol slicing you up, and I loved it.
Yeah, there's some really weird things going on.
I love it. Well, there's a pleasant thought. Well, again, there's probably maybe still an alien influence in her head.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the art is by Andy Smith on this one, and
our buddy Andy Smith, yeah.
It's really, I mean, this is after his run on Quasar, but there's some weird faces every now and then. I think it's maybe his female faces.
Oh, maybe.
And something just really stuck out at me, and I don't know why, but when he changes back into his GL costume to chase after Star Sapphire, it's his top half is his Green Lantern costume, and then kind of his bottom half is still, his shorts or whatever, but then his legs are crossed. I'm like, wait, what? Why is that?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. This just looks awkward. Why? I don't understand.
Had to pee. So then, of course, Hal gets Carol back to sleep, and it's just like, what's going on with us? Then we see Guy stalking at, outside because he's been eclipsed. And then back in New York, of course, Bruce Gordon, late as usual.
One step, actually about 10 steps behind.
Yeah, that was basically the whole point of like this whole crossover was the what spin out a new Eclipso book, and it was like Bruce Gordon used to change into Eclipso. He's like, oh, I thought I was trying to cure myself of Eclipso. It turns out he was just playing me, keeping me from I guess Bruce Gordon was like a solar researcher and stuff, and and Eclipso, that's his one weakness. It's funny, a lot of these annuals I've been reading, people find all kinds of ways to kill Eclipso with solar weapons and stuff,
Do we have anybody that's solar powered?
Oh, I know, man. I know. He's going to be able to stand up to Superman for 2 seconds. But even Batman, there's a warehouse with we'll get there, kids with Lilith, but it's there was toy light up swords, but they were solar powered, so of course they worked against Eclipso.
Always prepared.
And you could tell it's just who was selling stuff, because the Batman books, Batman doesn't leave Gotham. Eclipso comes to Gotham and wrecks some havoc, but Batman doesn't have to go into the bigger crossover, but everyone else does.
Yep.
Batman, I guess when you got the sales numbers, you'd be like, no, we'll interact with your little crossover the way we want to.
On our terms, exactly.
Yes.
I don't even remember what was going on in the Bat books. What was this, 92?
Yeah. Well, the annuals, it was the first part had ventriloquist and Scarface, and then the next one had the Joker in it. Yeah, it was.
So this was pre.
This was right before Nightfall, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because Bruce was still Batman, so it was right before he got his back broken.
What was the where Gotham was sealed off?
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. That was
that was all of
2000, late 90s.
That was all of 1999. Yeah, because then 2000 they started fresh with brand new creative teams, a new Gotham, everything. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So just coincidentally, you knocked the whole town down. The year 2000 hits, new creative teams come in. They can lay out the city however they want.
I still owe the creative teams behind No Man's Land an apology. That's so stupid and unrealistic. The government would never let that happen. Again, I apologize.
I forget what we were talking about the one day. It was a corrupt businessman getting power? No, that would never happen.
Lex Luthor president? No, that would...
Oh, ridiculous. Oh, my Lord. But so Eclipso has, I guess, Guy looking for Hal because, of course, Guy doesn't have a ring anymore.
That's right. Don't worry, kids. We'll get there. Give us a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know. Well, we already did 25. We know he lost his ring.
Yes, but he doesn't have a ring right now.
True.
He's going to get a ring. Spoilers.
But yes, Carol wakes up looking for Hal, and so much back and forth with these two kids.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, hey, what's this black diamond?
Oh, I should pick it up.
So, of course, she picks it up. Not only does it eclipse her, but yeah, it brings out Star Sapphire. I won't be that man-serving coward again. I won't be a mere human again. So of course she's looking for, Star Sapphire hates Green Lantern enough, but again, when you get eclipsed, you have to go after the thing that made you angry. That's what activates the diamond. So yeah, she's looking for Hal. She breaks into his room. He's not there. He went down to get a soda. But then he sees the broken door and he starts tracing Star Sapphire's trail. Oh Lord, she goes and attacks Ferris aircraft. Because she's like, this should bring your favorite ex-employee running to the rescue.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Of course it does.
So, yeah, they're fighting in the midair. Then she knocks him into the ground. He comes crashing out. But then, oh, wait, who's Starman? Who, see, kids, he's been eclipsed. Usually you can tell by the half of somebody's face is blue, they've been eclipsed. But Starman, it seems, is, Eclipso loves this body because he can shift his appearance. That's right. Yeah, he's a shapeshifter, isn't he? Yep. So yeah, Starman's telling him, yes, it's not Star Sapphire, it's Eclipso. I'll be right, but he said he'll help. Starman tells him he'll help, but then he hits Hal from behind, right on the top of the head. So yeah,
let's see if that makes him angry.
Oh yeah, Starman and Star Sapphire start attacking Hal, and then Kilowog's trying to contact Hal.
Which is, a good thing. Seems kind of ironic that he was trying to contact him just then, but
Oh yeah, I don't know if he heard something, but yes. But then Bruce Gordon and his associates show up, and they're like, "Oh, it's Star Sapphire. She's been eclipsed." Try to hit him with their solar weapon, but it doesn't work. And oh hey, there's Starman. Who they
maybe he's more than he seems. I think Bruce Gordon says something like that.
But they last saw him in Superman Man of Steel Annual 1. Oh, then Guy comes running out all eclipsed, but pretending to attack them. So they free him with their solar weapon, which Eclipso wanted because he's like, this guy's useless.
Yeah.
He don't got any powers. But he's like, I got to do something drastic about the Guy Gardner image. Which way's 8th Avenue? 8th? Gardner, this is L.A.
Oops.
But he's still in his Green Lantern uniform. He's like, you'll never see me in this uniform again. Then we see Star Sapphire and Starman hanging out, and they say Starman has to go do something in Superman Annual 4. Oh, but the Green Lantern Corps shows up to try to take down Star Sapphire. I see her. But then Hal comes swooping in and attacks Carol. Basically starts beating Carol to a pulp almost. And then when Kilowog tries to break them up, we see, yep, Hal's been eclipsed. So they both start attacking the Green Lantern Corps. So yeah, Hal and Carol get away, and then the Lanterns can't track them because Hal can block them with his ring, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Because he learns about that. He says, I just learned that I can hide this ring from all the other rings. That's cool. And very, convenient. But it's okay.
Yes. So, yeah, me and Lilith already covered some of this. But yeah, Kilowog tells John Stewart to take the lanterns and do whatever. But then Kilowog said he's going to check in with the Justice League, which we kind of see in Justice League Europe Annual 3, like I said, which me and Lilith already covered. So. Oh, and we also see Eclipsed Hal there, so. I forget. Because it's by the time we get to Justice League Annual 3, they've already eclipsed Hal Jordan, they've already eclipsed Wally West.
And because Eclipso kind of gives you this cryptic, all she needed to do was humiliate him. And I think we're supposed to read between the lines that there was something else there. Because, I don't know, it was very weird and cryptic.
Yeah, she just made him angry enough. Yeah, we didn't actually see it, but yeah, she made him angry enough to, get eclipsed. All right, so you said, and again, at the end, we just see Hal and Carol fly off. So you weren't impressed with this one, you said?
No, I mean, it's been a long time since I've read the main Eclipso.
Yeah.
But I don't know that this one just had some very weird things going on in it. And I'm sure I read it at the time, but I don't know. I don't think it's aged very well.
And again, I always wondered, like, the mechanics of, like, you know, this big crossover that's basically going through everyone's annual. It's like, you know, so you have how many different writers and stuff. And
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you know, if this is Hal's book, he's barely in it, right?
Yeah.
And when he's in it, he's eclipsed.
Well, again, like,
for the most part.
Like we've been talking the last couple of weeks, it's like, you know, Gerard Jones, I think, is like trying to hype Guy Gardner's book, and it's, you know, and I just wonder how much control he had, because it's like, you know, they probably told him, yeah, we need Hal eclipsed by the end of this issue, so, you know.
Yeah.
It's probably like, here's what we need by the end. Make this happen.
Yeah,
so.
Make this happen. Okay, well, it's a weird place to start then. Okay. And how you get there is kind of, weird too. I don't know. I mean, it's been so long, I can't really compare it to the main Eclipso, you know, Eclipso 1 and 2s or the other annuals. I mean, how do you think it stacks up to the other annuals that you've read? Because you've been reading some of these other annuals, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was better than the Flash annual. I mean, again, it was probably on par with Justice League Europe, but again, too, that Gerard Jones wrote that too, so of course it would be on par with that. I mean, again, it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm a big fan of the Batman. I like the Batman ones better, but also because, like I said, Batman doesn't have to, like, everyone else, even Superman, everyone else has to be in the main crossover. No, Eclipso just comes to Gotham, and it's just like, you know, it's okay. Do it, done. Batman doesn't get dragged into anything.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I said, Lilith and I already covered Eclipso, the Darkness Within, number 2, and yes, Hal and the others get freed in that, so. Like I said, we won't see that here. So.
I was worried. Sorry.
All right. I know. Oh, don't worry, Will. He has a much darker fate in store soon here.
Yes, you are correct.
All right. Before we move on to Guy Gardner, you want to hear some Matt Kona feedback?
Let's do it. I haven't heard from Matt in a while.
I know. All right. Here's his thoughts on the annual, and then after Guy Gardner, we'll have that feedback. All right. Matthew Kona, what did you think of Green Lantern Annual 1? Oh, great. Matt Kona, podcaster. You may hear him on such shows as Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast, and once a month on the Ultimate Spider Cast, talking all things Scarlet Spider with me and Ray. All right. Young podcaster, what did you think of this annual?
Hey, fellas. I miss you. And I will be back next week, I think.
Yes.
Baby duty has been a fulfilling experience. It has left me tired and short on time. And there's a lot to read this week. I'm going to say I only read half of it. I could not read Guy Gardner book 2 or 3 in time for the show. But I am intrigued enough to continue reading it, and maybe we can touch on it briefly next episode. But let's start with the Green Annual and Green. See? New dad brain. Green Lantern Annual number 1. I like that it started with an X-Men-like Danger Room training situation. We get to see all of these recruits that Hal has put together doing their thing and training, sort of setting the stage for what will be the climax near the end. Amanita seems like a kind of a Mortal Kombat Raiden type. I'm intrigued to find out more about this character. Maybe it's just because I watched the new Mortal Kombat movie, not just like a playable character that throws a large hat that cuts people's heads off. I don't think that Amanita will have that ability.
This is a Bond movie?
Well, we'll see. Stay tuned. I haven't read Detective Comics Annual number 5, so I don't know. I like the way the credits are spelled out like the inscription of a statue underneath Eclipso in the beginning. It was a nice touch. Seeing an old pre-Giuliani Times Square with the comic book code approved sexiness without really spelling it out. I think there's a panel, I don't know if it's in this or the next Guy Gardner, where the word porn is kind of scratched out or cut out by the box, but you can read it. Who knows? Maybe we'll be reading some issues of Babe's Leather Discount or Swedish Adventures in the near future. Maybe that'll be a Patreon one. Side note, I know those are the ones that are in Guy Gardner issue 1, but I'm just jumping around. Guy Gardner defrocked after losing the bet and fight with Hal. He's kind of looks like he's a skull logo-less Punisher being tempted by guns, little foreshadowing. And then Black Diamonds, which of course does him in. He gets caught up in the Eclipso. I don't even know how you could call it. Zombification, perhaps. Carol drops the bomb on me. Hal is short for Harold. Is that a common thing?
Yes,
I don't know.
We knew that, yes.
Or is that Hal's friend zone avatar? Who knows? The dual possession of Eclipso and Star Sapphire was interesting. And I got a little faked out because we saw Starman established as Calypso'd, and I thought I might have missed a page where he was uncalypso possessed. But nope, boom, double-crossed as he proceeds to try to beat up Hal to get him enraged and susceptible to the Eclipsoness. The professor, I don't know what it is, Professor Alternate Reality Professor Dr. Strange zaps Guy Gardner. He drops a wah-hoppin'. That's very a la Fred Willard, and I want to say A Mighty Wind. Was that the one? Have you seen that one? It's maybe the highlight of the film for me, but just a minor detail. Even though A Mighty Wind was not out by this time, nor any of the Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show type movies. Hal possessed, unleashing his rage on Carol and Sapphire. I mean, they go pretty balls out. I know this is not domestic abuse, right? Because they're broken up and they're superheroes fighting supervillains. But yeah, I mean, brutal. No Gnord appearance until page 51. Wow. Also, the DC annuals. Wow, they just basically make it like a big giant. You know, it's not like Marvel annuals where there's like 4 or 5 stories, some pinups, and some random other things. I kind of liked it. I mean, it gives you a lot of bang for the buck. Yeah, but it does cross over to the Detective Comics annual. Ooh, where does this go from there? Are we going to talk about it? I don't know. Maybe I'll find some time in the next week to figure some time out to read it. But all right, that's all I got for the Green Lantern annual number 1. Back to Phil and Will in the studio, and I'll leave another comment with Guy Gardner Reborn number 1. Matt Kona, see you later.
Thank you, Matt Kona, live on location.
Swear to God, I thought turkeys could fly. No, sorry.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
God is my witness.
Thank you, Matt Kona. I admit you that. I think you summed that up well. Again, it's like, yeah, I think we forget about that. They never bring up Guy Gardner's porn obsession anymore.
No.
All right, should we jump into this? Guy Gardner porn.
Let's do it.
Number 1, you'll like Matt Kona kind of said, you'll kind of recognize it from Guy Gardner in his little tank top, you know, little crop top there.
With the, what is that? The Green Lantern Busters, you know?
I know.
No Green Lanterns.
I'm like, I get the whole 90s thing, but I really need to see his abs and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, like Matt was saying, yes. Well, this one opens up in Times Square. Yeah,
there it is.
See, there's porn.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, Gerard Jones and of course, Guy Gardner's artist, Joe Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
But then this is weird. It's just like, yeah, we see Guy just getting in a fist fight with Black Hand and his boys.
Mm-hmm.
And is this like a massage parlor?
That's what it looks like.
Just look at the window in the back. I swear it says something massage.
Yeah. Because they come back to that once he gets, he comes back with guns, remember?
Yes.
And the whole guns thing, when we get to there, I have multiple comments on that.
But I mean, yeah, they basically, they knock him out. Yeah, they hit him from behind, knock him out, and then basically just throw him in the street.
And I don't know, Black Hand seemed definitely crazy. I don't know if that was his normal level of crazy at that point, because I don't know when the last time we saw him was. In Green, it was probably in the previous series.
Oh,
right?
yeah, definitely, yeah. Because wasn't he one of those guys stuck in the psi cells or whatever?
Maybe. I don't even remember. But definitely a weird kind of take on his personality, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know. It just seemed weird. I guess I'm used to the post-rebirth, zombie dude. So.
Yeah, I forgot that. I think at least in this area, didn't he speak in puns or whatever, or cliches,
Yeah, or something like that.
Like about counting chickens before they're hatched. And
yeah.
Yeah, but they knock out Guy and throw. Oh, yes, he was at the gentle massage. Good Lord. He basically gets this woman of the evening comes up to him and they go. He basically recaps for her, how he lost the ring, basically recapping issue 25.
Yeah.
Boy, look at the smile on Hal's face taking that ring now, too.
Yeah. I think he remembers it differently than it actually was.
He's like, he took more than my ring. He took my pride. No one takes me seriously without my powers. But yeah, they show him going to Max Lord. Basically, he, I guess he wants the League to help him get new powers, and he's like, Max Lord, we can still use you on monitor duty. After all, you don't need a power ring for that. Heck, you don't need a brain for that.
They want him to hit rock bottom, don't they?
Yeah, even his hero General Glory is offering him a sidekick job. So I guess that was part of the recap too. I even thought of contacting the Guardians, trying to talk him into giving me another space sector. But then I had that idea lasted for a second. Little Blue Mothers hung me out to dry. Then he's thinking, wait a minute, I'm looking for someone to be a rival to the Guardians. Who the hell else but the new Guardians?
Wow, that's reaching back to a bad crossover, isn't it?
Oh my god. I was going to say, that's reaching, period. But they do show up again. I was just rereading the Third Law, so yeah, they do show back up there.
That was Millennium, right? From is that 87?
7, I think, yeah. Either 87 or 88, yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that the way he doesn't even know their names. He's like, oh, these 6 weirdos on an island, don't even remember their names. Metal Bod, Cleavage Lass, Circuit Board Man.
Veggie Guy, which I think is a Floronic Man, yes. Right?
Earring Boy.
But there's one I do remember.
The Eskimo, Tom Kalamaku. Who was basically Hal's sidekick back in the early days.
Yep.
Yeah. Guy takes a boat to get out there. Because they're on an island. Who's in charge? No one's in charge. So they're basically telling them to just chill out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You may indeed need to use your power. Power? A simple power, Guy. The power to bring out the best in anyone. Hell, I could bring out the best in me right now, but only there's ladies present. Jeez. Okay. So yeah, he's basically demanding they help him, and then they, what's her face? Teleports him off or throws him off the island.
Yeah.
Oh, Gloss, yeah. So basically, he's basically just telling this woman this whole thing, and
then he finally talks himself into
what is this? A big belly?
Rain.
Oh yeah. Well, he gets thrown out of this. Was a big belly burger by the cops?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
but yes, right, guns.
He's like, oh, wait a minute, you think you're a big man because you got guns? Oh, he's like, wait a minute. So yeah, we show him putting on his Punisher type outfit,
and they even mention the Punisher. And there's that guy, that Vietnam vet that goes around killing criminals.
For not Green Lantern, no more. Not Guy Gardner, no more. From now on, just the Gardner. Oh boy, the Gardner.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really hard to suspend, disbelief.
Yes,
he has all of these guns. It doesn't look like anybody gets hurt. Nobody's dead. Nobody's bleeding out from all the bullets that are flying.
Are you saying?
It's just
Are you saying the A-Team TV series is not realistic, Will?
It's more realistic than this.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, he goes back to the massage parlor and just starts like, oh my lord, oh my god. Yeah, he starts blurring. Wait, this guy thinks one of his patrons in the massage parlor thinks they give out receipts? Okay.
Yeah.
But I just love how Guy Gardner, he's not wearing body armor, he's wearing spandex. He don't get shot or nothing.
Oh yeah, because that when he goes to see Goldface shortly,
magical plot.
There's a lot of bullets flying back at him, and he's just unable to control his automatic weapon, and gets his revolver stuck on his belt. I mean, it's just it's over the top. Almost, it's too cartoony. It's really hard to. And then then we get Lobo, who's basically a genocidal maniac next issue.
Yes, I mean it's basically just sex and violence because it's like he tracks Goldface down to Las Vegas, the Philly ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he tries to shoot it out with Goldface, which guess he's like, hey, no problem with the yellow weakness, but again, he's still not.
It's armor, and he's super strong.
Exactly.
So,
pulls out a Gatling gun. Why don't these things ever happen to those comic book guys?
And he gets basically chased out of Vegas.
Yeah, he's stuck in the desert. He gets picked up by this trucker, but he's like, should have rebelled. Should have used my ring for myself, like Sinestro.
This is where we need to have the big exclamation points over our heads, in the video feed. Idea.
I know. No, Sinestro got executed. I would have been smarter. He didn't have a Green Lantern ring anyway. Just some imitation made by the Quardians.
Oh.
He's like, wait a second. The ring. The yellow ring. The Quardians made it. Don't you get it? The trucker's like, you're nuts, and kicks him out.
I'm curious. Excuse me. I'm curious how that kind of ultimately gets retconned, from Rebirth on, because suddenly there are 3,600, 7,200 of those rings floating around, just like there are for the red and all the other cores.
We'll have to get there. I haven't read that era in a long time, but I'm just thinking, I mean, they can they replicate those? Plus, I don't know if it's the original ring, because it's more like a Green Lantern ring, but it just runs on fear.
Yeah.
Because this thing didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Fear. Yeah.
This thing just used Green Lantern energy, I think, right?
Oh yeah. We'll get there in the ongoing Guy Gardner
series. Yeah.
But no, he's thinking about those two Quardians Gnort and I fought. Remember, what was that, issues 9 through 12 or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, speaking of Gnort, Mel Macona got more Gnort.
Yep. He gave me his bone. That is never going to not be funny.
When he gives me his bone. Slow down. We need this for drops.
So he's like, you gonna give me a spaceship to fly to Oa? He's like, strap you straight to Oa. He's like, what if Oa moves or something?
If there's an earthquake, don't you mean an Owen quake?
Because he's lying. He don't want to go to Oa, so he has Gnort ring him up a spaceship.
Fire hydrant spaceship.
Fire hydrant, yes. Oh boy. So he takes off. I know my fate's in good hands. With my buddy Guy. Okay. So this issue ends with Guy getting some help for his little mission. Lobo, because it's 1992. Because it's 1992. Yeah. And like you and I were saying before, I don't think we said it on mic. It's like, I never really had, I never saw what everyone's all so hyped about with Lobo. I mean, he's basically an indestructible killing machine. It's
genocidal maniac. I mean, I get you can have over the top satire and parody and all that stuff for the Lobo title, and I've read some of them, and they're pretty deep. The paramilitary Christmas special is kind of way over the top, where the Easter Bunny hires him to kill Santa Claus, and he gets into a knife fight with Santa Claus.
No,
but you can't. I really don't think you can have that character exist in the DC universe and have Superman and Justice League and all of these heroes where you have him not being, free because he's a genocidal maniac, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's one of two ways. It either goes the way Lobo did into, like you said, just like a genocidal, homicidal killer, and it's just like, because to a lesser degree, you had Wolverine kind of like this, but eventually you kind of had to like flesh out Wolverine and make him like a person instead of like a caricature.
And in the universe of Green Lantern and the Justice League, he would be in a science cell, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Between Superman and some Green Lanterns, you could take him down, but it's like, how tough can he be? Wolverine took him down in the Marvel DC
crossover.
Exactly. Smoked a cigar right on his head. All right, let's get to the last two issues, then we'll play some Matt Kona feedback. So we are going long again. Again, us two, we like to go long.
Yeah, we like to chat.
But yeah, Lobo just starts attacking Guy when he sees him. Oh, I guess he must have run in the guy before with the Justice League. I got something. He's basically beating the crap out of Guy. He's like, I got something you need. The most powerful weapon in the universe.
I want to hire you.
Yeah. Says he wants to hire him. There's a power ring out there. See, just like a Green Lantern ring, but without the weakness to yellow. It's invincible. You could use it for really big jobs. See, like if you get a planetary genocide contract. Hey, you can always sell it. The power ring will fetch you a lot of beer money. Jeez. But he's like, what do you get out of it? Guy Gardner, revenge. The Cordians humiliated me. Now they pay. He's like, I heard the JLA stood for justice, not personal revenge. Now I got a whole new respect for you, bozoids.
I'm curious because, in the end, basically, Guy has double-crossed Lobo. Did that ever come back to bite him?
I'm trying to remember. I read some of these a few months ago. I think Lobo shows up at some point. I can't remember when. I'm sure
in the ongoing.
Okay. I'm sure before the 90s are over. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think he does. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get there. And then Lobo's like trying to teach him how to fight. Without a ring.
Basically, just beating the crap out of him.
Exactly. But yeah, they say they got to get to. Of course, they got to get the core. The antimatter universe of Cord. So they have to. He goes back to those Cordians who he fought again back in issues 9 through 12.
Yeah.
So basically, him and Lobo interrogate these guys. Again, if you're looking for a lot of plot, kids,
this is not a lot.
This is not the series for you.
It's kind of thin.
But he's like, guys, I got to do this. I got to prove it to the Justice League and the Green Lantern Corps.
Well, then they finally get zapped to Quard, and Lobo straight up executes one of the guys and almost executes another one, right?
Yes. I just love that we get this scene with like some of the Green Lanterns, and it's like, oh, at least we don't have to worry about Guy Gardner anymore.
Yeah.
And of course, Brick's like, wait a minute, I thought I caught a glimpse of something red.
I wonder what that was.
That keeps coming up, doesn't it, kids?
Shaped kind of like a
Spot.
Humanoid alien? I don't know.
So they trick the Cordians in this tunnel, like take them back. Yeah, Lobo kills the one like in mid-transit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get the cord, and remember that Sinestro statue still broken,
still busted.
Say, you ever see Gunga Din? You're all under arrest. So they're fighting all these Cordians, and again, just random violence. I guess they go to some of the higher ups, and what's this tower they break into, and they find the outlaw Cordian because he doesn't want to wage war or whatever.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's nice because this is the antimatter universe, so he's in prison for being nice. And Lobo kills him.
Yes. And then we see, they're threatening the guy in charge, the one in where.
Yeah, the chief weaponeer, or whatever. Yeah.
But it's like, he's like, where's Sinestro's ring? Why, we never got it back. It must still be with the great Sinestro, wherever he is. And The guy's like, wait a minute, it's still there on Sinestro's body. It's on Oa. See? Could have just had Gnort send them right to Oa, but no. Had to do the whole Lobo thing. Yeah, the chief weaponer's like, I'll send you anywhere. Just, so yeah, it looks like Guy's gonna, he's gonna show the Cordians how to get to Oa, just so he can get that ring, so they can the Cordians want to ambush the Green Lanterns. All right, let's get to 3. Let's get this over with.
And they do.
Yes. And something red.
I wonder what that could be. I don't know.
Who could?
Something Sinistro.
Oh. Who could it be now? So they all get the Oa and of course the Guardians, tell the Cordians, get out of here or you will be destroyed. It's just utter chaos and Hal uses
more mindless violence.
Oh yeah, Green Lanterns, all of them, Cordians, Lobo, which gives Guy a chance to sneak into the armory and then into the crypts. Oh no, he's going through the mess hall and everything, then he gets to the crypts. Yep, there's Sinestro's body. Didn't they imprison him body and soul in the or am I wrong? Or did they just imprison his consciousness in the central battery?
I thought it was his whole body, but I don't necessarily remember properly.
Yeah, me neither.
So I guess this is what we got.
And again, you see the bodies of all these other Green Lanterns. I mean, I guess, did they do it because he used to be a Green Lantern? But wasn't he a big disgrace? Wouldn't you cremate him or something?
He was the renegade.
Yeah. Wouldn't you cremate the dude or something?
Now, is this is the last we see of Sinestro until he's brought back in Emerald Twilight, which is not really him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's retconned to be a clone or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think we get any red flashes or anything until 50. But yep, there's that yellow ring on his hand. And again, I mean, I guess the Guardians don't think anyone's going to break into these crypts, but I'm like, you're just going to leave that ring on his finger?
Well, I think it was invisible. Remember the chief weaponeer said it was invisible, and then finally it's not now, or something? Yeah.
But then John Stewart comes in, it's like, wants to know what Guy's doing. But he's like, the Guardians sent me to find you. What are you doing? Never. Because he knows he's after that yellow ring. I'm zapping you out of here. Oh, Lord. But once again, Sinestro's taking over John Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
So, as he's reaching for the ring, they're both reaching for the ring. And I know this ring. You have nothing. But, nope. Guy overpowers him.
Guy's willpower, yeah.
You got the experience. You got the brains. You got the control. But I got one thing you ain't got. I got your ring.
And then he goes out and helps save Oa, sort of, right?
Oh, yeah. Go see all these yellow constructs. Yep. Lobo, I should have known. And I guess the Cordians had this giant gun that used against Green Lanterns, but, guys ain't gonna beat me.
We probably should have worn the yellow rings for the show tonight.
Oh, I don't have a yellow ring.
We're going to have to remedy that.
Yes. I was going to say, closest thing I got is a flash ring. And I have a white lantern ring, but no yellow. I'm trying to remember. I think that's the only green lantern. Well, the only cores I have is green and white. Yeah. So I have flash and a Legion flight ring.
Very cool.
It's defective. I can't fly.
Yeah, I know. You think that they would have not put those on the market,
Yeah, you think for free plastic rings, you think they'd make you fly. Come on.
Exactly.
So Lobo's threatening Guy, and he's like, by the time you get to your bike, I'll be halfway to Earth. Basically laughing at him. So, yes, I'm pretty sure, like I said, I can't remember the issue, but I'm pretty sure, Lobo returns. So, but as Guy's about to get away, John stops him with a construct wall, but then they're kind of duking it out. He literally bats John into the Guardians. But the Guardians are like, we are pleased the Guardians are retreating. We know to protect ourselves against a future invasion, and for which we should be grateful to Guy Gardner. But still, what has been unleashed here this day?
It's just a ring. I mean...
Yeah, but, it's like... doesn't have, I don't think it has it doesn't have a 24-hour limit. And And again, Guy doesn't know like the limits of this ring yet, but wouldn't you be like, oh, hey, how do I charge this thing? Is there a battery or something?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yes, so that's how, of course, it ends with him flying back to Earth, and it's like, continued every month, and up, the new Guy Gardner ongoing series. Don't worry, kids, the series lasts longer than the Yellow Ring, so.
That's true. Kind of has to.
All right, Will, what did you think of this mess?
This was not a banner week for Green Lantern, in my opinion. I mean, I know comedy is the whole shtick around Guy Gardner, but I don't know
well, again, it was basically just Eclipso crossover, and let's hype the hell out of Guy Gardner.
Yeah, and it just I mean the Guy Gardner series itself. I mean, I get it's supposed to be cartoony, but it's just so the discontinuity between the violence and the it doesn't matter. I mean, this just doesn't seem like a superhero book, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of nuts. I
mean, I think he kind of matures over time, but it'll take a little bit. And like I would never make you read just Guy Gardner, so we'll mix this in with Green Lantern and Mosaic, and eventually Dark Stars here. Yeah, don't worry, Will.
Yeah, but I mean, the post Rebirth Guy is very interesting. He's kind of the pardon the pun, the core of the new core, right? The Green Lantern core series that's out, and he's much more interesting to read.
Yeah.
Post Rebirth, I think.
Well, I think they kind of
caricature.
He even starts getting a little more mature once he starts interacting with Kyle Rayner.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he has the bar and stuff. I mean, I think he matures a little bit. I don't know. We can talk about this again when we get to Emerald Twilight. But I think once Hal goes rogue, it's like it kind of like gives Guy a wake up call. It's just like, yeah, you can't be the class clown anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's the way. The writer Ron Mars was kind of pushing him that way, and then who was the writer in the Guy Gardner series? He writes Winona Earp. I can't remember his name. Bo Smith.
Okay.
He kind of pushed him that way too, because once the ring was gone, he suddenly had this half alien DNA, right?
Oh, yeah.
He becomes a Guy Gardner warrior that he can transform himself into weapons and stuff.
Well, yeah, I think it's around, was it issue 15 or maybe before that? It's like after Gerard Jones leaves the book, I think we get some Chuck Dixon for a while, maybe.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
Yeah, and then probably Bo Smith after what? Emerald Twilight, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Because then, the is it Voldarian? He has Voldarian DNA or something, and he becomes Guy Gardner warrior or whatever that was for a while.
Oh, just like around the same time when War Machine, lost his original armor and got like that alien armor. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That'll work.
That was like 90s upgrades. It's like, yeah, just give him an alien something. Yeah.
Alien DNA. That'll work.
All right. So before we get out of here, I want to hear Matt Kona's. I think he said he only read the first Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
All right. See what Master Kona had to say about this.
I'm really sorry to be missing Guy Gardner Reborn issues 1 through 3.
That's what we're missing.
I have never read this before. I knew he had a solo series. This is not what I was thinking of, and this is kind of like a one-off with 3 50-page issues. I'm sorry I don't have time to read the 2 issues following issue number 1 at press time to get my thoughts in. But, all right, we'll just start with number 1 and why I'm going to continue reading and for my own benefit, whether it gets talked about next week or not.
Oh, my.
I just want to say the XXX Exorcist is a great porn name. I do not want to watch the movie, but it's a funny title. Guy Gardner starts off like a detective noir, and he's in a battle of fists and wits and quotes and allegories. I don't know if that's the right word. With Black Hand and his lackeys. What his being ringless causes him to lose. And he starts telling his story to a hooker with presumably a heart of gold, but probably no receipts. That's a recurring joke in this for some reason. People are asking for receipts. I don't know. A lot of expense reports are being written off in this seedy part of town. He meets this D-list new Guardians where he kind of roasts them all with giving his perceptions of their names as Metal Bod, Cleavage Lass, Circuit Board Man, Earring Boy, Veggie Man, and the Eskimo. I really enjoyed that. And the fact that he is powerless, but on a quest for power. He's trying to get power from them, and he doesn't find it. So he turns to guns. He gets some guns. He gets a half shirt, and he goes out for revenge. He takes out Black Hand, and he's sort of finding his way, but he's still lost. You can tell that that's not who he is, even though he's a loudmouth, and he's sort of that shot him in the foot. He gets kicked out of JLA. They get to take their turns taking their whacks at him verbally, and that doesn't feel good. Even the people who kind of try to help him, Ice Girl, I don't think that's her real name,
Ice,
but he kind of brushes her off and sets out on his own way. Gnort eventually finds him, and he tries to deceive Gnort to get a spaceship. Almost gets beamed back to Oa,
which he should have did anyway.
Ends up with a Lobo guest appearance at the end. That's a big cliffhanger. I want to fragging read the rest of that. So I look forward to, and if I don't have time to read the rest of it, I will be listening to this episode soon. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm sorry I can't be there with you guys, but being a new dad, getting a lot less sleep and a lot more time spent with screaming babies in diapers. But we just gave her a pacifier for the first time today. Ooh. So who knows? That could cost me money in dental bills in the years to come. But she doesn't have teeth for now, and it'll quiet her down for a few minutes. So anyway, miss you guys, and miss doing the podcast together. I'll see you soon. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Use the pacifier sparingly, Kona, and then as soon as you can, take it off her. I think that's the thing we were missing. I think the way we would have enjoyed the Guy Gardner Reborn miniseries way more is if we would have had Matt with us.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
All right, and once again, the two loudmouths went over. So should we get out of here? Tell them what's next.
You bet.
All right.
What's up? What's coming up next?
Oh, next week is another crossover, kids. All right. So to catch part 1 of this crossover, join me, Will, and then probably Matt. We're gonna be joined by Miss Lilith Hellfire. Part 1 will be on Comic Capers the day before. We're gonna be covering the first 2 parts of Guerrilla Warfare from Green Lantern 30 and Flash 69. So, of course, we had to have Lilith. And then come back here for part 2, which will be on Sector 2814. Green Lantern, 31 and Flash 70. So, Green Lantern, Flash, Hector Hammond, Gorilla Grodd. Almost like a homage to the Silver Age, kids. I can't wait for that. Yeah, we're going to have fun, with Lilith. She's out of her mind. And then... just the things Will's been waiting for. In 2 weeks, we'll be covering Guy Gardner 1 through 4.
Indeed.
Yes, but then the week after that will be Mosaic 6 through 8. So
yep, looking forward to those.
That'll wash that bad taste out of our mouth.
Yeah.
and then the week after that will be the Third Law. So.
We're closing in on Emerald Twilight.
Yeah, 32 through 35. That's right. So, yes, wait with bated breath, kids. The Third Law. The new Guardians will be back. All right. So, yes, thank you for listening. Thank you, Matt Kona, for the feedback.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. We miss you, too.
Oh, yes. I said I so hope he's back next week because we're going to have a fun time with Lilith, and maybe we'll get some live Suck It Lilith and Suck It Konas. All right, so email us about all of that, kids. Email capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast, on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to this YouTube channel. Find links to all of the various social media of all the shows we do. Again, subscribe to follow, if nothing else, follow Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks on Facebook. so you can catch part 1 and part 2 of the crossover next week. So yes, links to all that, links to the Patreon, links to merch, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And please remember to support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio and Hunt a Killer. Use the code Southgate for both of those for a discount. And pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital paperback. Learn all about podcasting from the people at the Southgate Media Group. And when you get that or anything else on Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that eclipsed man himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom.
And you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong.
All right, Will, where can people find you and your many works, including Crossover Division?
Well, we should probably mention Matt before we proceed on to me.
Well, that's easy. It's like... Follow Matt Kona at Matt Kona, basically at whatever all social media. Yes, at Matt Kona, Kona.
That's right.
I love his ice. Or I see commercials for Hyundai. Was that Hyundai Kona? I was like, oh man. All right, Will.
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and all those places. You can find Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com, which is, hey, here's the cover.
Yay.
And you can also find, number 2 is coming soon, I hope. You can also find Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And if you are a discerning fan of cosmic stories, you probably are a fan of Quasar, and you can find all kinds of cool information about Quasar at the Quantum Zone. That's quantumzone.org.
I am God.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party. I'll put it in my navel.
And if you love Quasar, stay tuned this summer. We're going to have a Quantum Zone annual. Yes. Get together.
Talk about some new appearances.
Get the band back together. Yes. Talk about some of those Guardians of the Galaxy issues. And if there's any news at that point on that figure, that Marvel Legends figure.
Yes.
I'm looking every couple days, man. I see nothing. All right. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, go check out Comic Capers first, and then come back here for part 2 of the Flash Green Lantern crossover. Special guest Little Help Flash. And hopefully the triumphant return of Matt Kona.
Here's hoping.
Yes. Save us, Kona. You're our only hope. Need Will talk to him. All right. Again, join us next time. And remember, kids, don't pick up anything in Times Square. Black diamonds, strange ladies, none of it.
Yellow power rings.
You'll get something from any of it. Oh.